What is going on, everyone? I am back with another video, and today we are going to be going over the results on how we did with our FX Scalper Forex EA bot for the month of September. September has officially finished. We're about our second day into October, so we are going to go over the results on how we did for both our passive and standard account. Be sure to check out the previous video that I just posted. It's going to be going over how we did in the month of August. And September is when the market returned back to normal, when everyone goes back to work. So there'll be a little bit different results compared to how we did when we started the robot back in July 19th. And then it was kind of the beginning of summer, mid beginning of summer, and then August was nearing the end of the summer, and September being back when everyone is in work and the money is flowing again in the market. And the results, I think, are a little bit surprising and also different as well from how it was running for the past 2 months. So let's get right into it right now. We're going to go over our standard account first off. We're going to go over how well we've done, the pairs that we were using, and just all that great analytics that I can show you guys for the FX Scalper Forex EA bot and how well it's done. So again, this is our standard account. We started off with 12 pairs with a leverage of 1 to 500 and a starting equity of $4,000. As you can see here, even though it says 42.85, I withdrew that 285 to make it a flush 4,000 at the beginning when we got started on July 19th. And so far, we are up 23% in about 11 weeks right now. 11 weeks at the end of Friday was when we ended the month pretty much. And it's great to see that in 11 weeks, we're up 23%. I think it's a lot better than if you were to stick your money into the bank and try to let it grow. I don't even think they promise you this amount in a year. 23% and in a year, if you were to put your money in the bank, I don't know what you would have to stick it into, but I don't think they do that very often. So I'm very happy with how well the robot has been running since we've gotten it started. And yeah, it's very interesting to see how well the robot has been running. So let's get right into it. As you can see here, usually our daily percentage that we're making is around 0.27%. A monthly so far. So do remember July was a very short month because we had the bot running on July 19th until the end. So the month was pretty much over. But so I'm assuming by the monthly it's August was the very first month. So 8.35%. And our drawdown that we've had so far, the max drawdown that we're at is at 14.98%. So just under 15%. And if you guys are watching the videos that I'm putting out on TikTok, be sure to go follow me on TikTok because I do document everything that we do every single day, from the active positions to how much we made in the previous day. I go over the specific drawdown points that I kind of like to see, or where we kind of take note on where the drawdown is. So our very first initial line was the 5% line, which is for the duration of the summer, was under 5%, which is great to see. Anything under 5% is where we like to see it. And then as September kind of progressed, and we'll go into it more as we scroll down, but the drawdown started to increase. And I think it was mostly because of the money getting put back into the market. There's some inflation overseas. Well, depending on where you are. For me, it's overseas, but in the UK in particular. And that's what's causing our increase in drawdown at the moment. So, let's get right into a little more. As you can see here with our growth, we're starting to see it slowly move up. I compare it to the turtle and the hare. We're like the turtle right now. It's just slowly building. We're not seeing anything like crazy spikes or anything. We're just a nice slow burn as we're slowly increasing our account every single day. As we're moving into September, we at beginning of September we were at 15.22%, and by the end of September we were at 22.85%, which is really great to see. So it's slowly been going up. You can see the balance as well. It's just a really this graph really does well to show that it's been slowly moving up here, and the profit is a little different, obviously, because just we're seeing that the profit from zero nothing we made nothing on up until $923, or I'd say, okay, well, $914 when September finished. So it's great to see that like, again, in 11 weeks we've made $900 USD, not doing anything but letting the robot take full control and just really bringing in that profit for us. um, we can go see our drawdown as well. Do remember, be sure to check out these videos for both July and August. The drawdown never surpassed 5% since we started the robot, and then come September, we started to see an increase in drawdown. The first time that we ever surpassed 5% was on September 14th, and we'll be able to get into the pair that caused this to happen. But I'm going to jump the gun here and tell you that it was the GDP AUD pair, mostly from the United Kingdom or the UK currency, in heavy drawdown caused by inflation. And it happens, though. If you were to look at the chart of GDP AUD, we spent about a bunch of weeks in profit, or not profit, but the market going up. And so there had to be a time where there is a pullback. And I believe that's that time right now, where we're seeing the market kind of pull back to where it's gathering up orders and money that needs to get filled out from the banks and institutional companies, or whatever you want to call them. And so we're seeing the drawdown right now, but I know for a fact that, not for a fact, but I know that eventually the market will bounce back up, as that's kind of the way that it usually works. So unless something crazy goes wrong, where we see just a financial crash again, or COVID decides to kind of come back, we should see a bounce back up. And as we can see here, things started to kind of heat up. We're getting closer to the 15% line, as you can see here, and we're just shy of 15% on September 29th, sitting at 14.83% into drawdown. And some people would say, well, that's a lot of, like, that's a lot, like, because it's around 750 USD in drawdown, because remember, our account's around $4,000. um, in my personal opinion, I don't believe 15% drawdown is anything to be worried about. Some people would say, well, why doesn't the robot do this or that? Well, you know what? With the results that we've been having, and the group that I'm part of, when you purchase the EA bot, you're invited to the Discord. There have been No one has blown their account yet, from what I've heard. And yes, there's drawdown. There's always going to be drawdown. Anyone that tells you there's never any drawdown and that they're making profit with never any drawdown is lying to you. It's just a flat out lie. At least I'm going over these results with you, and I'm like being fully honest with you, and I'm showing you transparency that yes, there's drawdown, but in my opinion, there's nothing to worry about. We're only at 15% drawdown. Like, I would say, sure, you can get worried when we're getting closer to 30% drawdown, or even 50% drawdown. But if you've watched my videos from previous robots that I've used from this company, there was a point that we were above 60% drawdown, and eventually the market turned around, and the robot has magnificent uh, coming back from drawdown. Um, I guess fundamentals, or whatever is running on the set files, that allows the bot to recover, and we continue to make profits. So it's one of these moments right now where we're just waiting for everything to kind of return back to normal, and hopefully seeing sub 10% drawdown again in the near future, and just continuing on to profit as we let this robot run. We can see here. So today, well, again, this is October, so I don't want to get into that too much. But if we do for the week, because it is Monday, and before that we were sitting at, last week was September, the end of September. Oh, I don't know what I pressed it there. My bad. But for the week, well, we're up 1.9%. profit of $9.22, and the difference as well for pips, 134 pips, and the win percentage 78%. There are about 14 trades, and then the lots as well that you can see on the far right hand side. All right, so as you can see here, a majority of our drawdown that's happening right now is caused by GDP AUD. A lot of red stuck up there right now. Again, a majority of it being from this pair. And again, from the inflation that's happening overseas. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We pull up our little pie chart here for September so we can see the most pairs that have been used. I'm a little curious on the. So I'm assuming that even though we're in heavy drawdown with this pair, I'm assuming there's only 12 positions that are still open from this. As we can see here, the most used pair with 52 positions that are opening and closing is Euro USD. So it's great to see that these other pairs that we're using, the 11 other pairs that are functioning, um, are opening and closing. And I gotta fully understand this, but I believe that even though we're in heavy drawdown right now, there's only 12 positions opened with GDP AUD, which is causing this significant drawdown. Again, not too significant, but just, there's drawdown with this specific pair, which is causing a majority of the drawdown that we're having right now. The least pair that's not doing the most, besides this one, is Euro GBP with only zero point 0.3, and I can't even click on it by the looks of it. With only one position being used for all of September, that's a little interesting, seeing that only one position happened for the month. Must be sleeping or doing something else. So, um, yeah, great to see this kind of pie here. We can see what's been going on, how many positions have been active and closed, and then we can see our average hold time for the positions as well. Again, like, I don't understand this because this is the pair that has the most hold time on it right now for September. So I got to figure that out, guys, because I know for a fact that GDP AUD has been active and held for now, like, quite some time from what I remember. Um, I'll have to get back to you on that one, but this doesn't seem right because this pair right now has been holding short and long positions for quite some time now. Um, if I even like pull it up right now, the first position opened on September the 6th, and it's still opened right now. So it's been, like, almost like a full month of it being open. So again, I don't know what these average hold times and whether or not they're missing up on something like that, because even with like this right here, like, I don't know. I'll have to figure that out, guys, because this doesn't look right. Because as I just said, I'm looking at the position right now, and it says GDP AUD buy position started on September 6th at 4:45 in the morning, and it's still running right now. So, I mean, this should be huge. Like, this line should be going for freaking forever right now, and it's not. So, not entirely sure what's going on there. Maybe it glitched out because it should be like across the whole entire website. As we're looking at our risk reward ratio for September as well, it's still looking good. A majority of everything is in the positive right now. Only got two pairs that are in the negative. And again, not fully understanding why this one is in the positive. Again, this is our one that we're in heavy not really heavy, but kind of drawdown right now, around sitting around 15%. So it's I don't know if you guys understand this more than me. Like, leave a comment down below because I don't know why this would be in the positive when right now we are in drawdown. So not entirely sure what's going on there. Um, and that's pretty much it, guys. So September for our standard account did well. The drawdown though, semi concerning, not really concerning. We just gotta wait, and eventually it'll turn around. I'll give you a little preview right now. It is the second day of October, and the market is slowly turning around for the famous GDP AUD right now, and I'm just hoping that it continues to go up. I forget how many pairs we have open. I'm pretty sure it's like, yeah, quite a bit. Like more than more than 10 positions for sure. So let's just hope that it turns around. I know it will. I'm holding, regardless of what happens. I'm holding this until something happens. I doubt that this account will ever blow, but we are going to hold this account until something happens. Whether as it continues to grow and we can buy a house with it one day, or it decides to crash and burn. But in my opinion, I don't think that's going to happen. These robots run really well. Has great drawdown recovery. In them. So, it's just a waiting game right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys now the passive account. We're going to go over how we did with our passive account. Again, the passive account is half the amount of pairs. So we're running 6 pairs, still the same leverage, 1 to 500, and still starting equity of $4,000. Now, as we can see here so far, since we started the robot, again, July 19th, we're up 18.90% in 11 weeks, and our daily profit is around 0.11%. Monthly is around 3.35, and the drawdown is just over 15. So it looks like it's kind of crazy because the drawdown for our passive is just maybe 1.5% more than our standard one, where our standard is probably a little bit higher risk compared to our passive. So um if you do remember, last month for our August GDP AUD was a pair that was used quite a bit. So I'm assuming some of those positions carried over from August until September. So that's what we're seeing right there. Total profit $355.92 in 11 weeks. Not bad. And yeah, so let's get into it here. We're going to go over kind of more of the analytics, similar to how we did with the standard account. We see a nice slow growth burn here as it's slowly climbing up every single day as we continued from the end of August and into September. And, you know, just slowly rising. Nothing too crazy, nothing really intense, just a nice slow profit burn. Um, we can see the profit as well. It kind of dipped down a little bit, and then we've continued to move up, but nothing like that where it's like been a huge spike and then we're moving back up. It's just been a slow burn, and I think it's because we have all those pairs that are working with us in the background. So even though we have this one pair that's kind of off doing its own rogue thing right now, we have other pairs that are up to kind of pull the account back up and add profit to our account and slowly compound it every single day. Again, as you can see, September, the drawdown for the passive account really it passed the 5%. Let's see here. September 14th is kind of when everything started to shift over. As you can see, from the beginning of July until September, it was very calm and always under 5%. And then after September 14th, we're kind of climbing up a little bit. And as you can see, the biggest was on September 22nd, where we were just over 15%. And then right now, it's a little bit higher than where it was on September 22nd at the end of the month, sitting at 15.19%. We can see how we've been doing with our trading. So the gains, the profit, the pips, the win percentage. You can see all the numbers here. Again, all in the green. Great to see that. Um, it's unfortunate for the drawdown, but drawdown does happen. We can't run away from it. It's just part of trading. That's why it's important to follow the manual and not have such a tiny account where, if drawdown out does happen, you are, crossing your fingers that your account doesn't blow. Yeah, so as you can see here, there are open trades right here. A majority of them are the GDP AUD, like almost all of it, right? And then we do have some other ones here. Do remember, because we're only trading 6 pairs, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 on the field right now, and 2 sitting in the dugout, waiting to come on, waiting for the parameters to be hit. But as you can see here, we can see the market slowly turning around for these ones, and I'm hoping that by the end of the week, we can start seeing a sea of green, and we see some profit, or see this red turn into green and close in profit, which would be really, really nice. Let's go down here and take a look at our currency popularity. As you can see here, our most popular pair that's been opening and closing the most has been USD JPY with 26 positions so far in the month of September, followed up by, let's see here, NZD-JPY and CHF-JPY, kind of both similar with 23 positions, and then with our least one, which is again GDP-AUD, kind of just off doing its thing right now. The Queen would be very upset. Again, the whole time I do not fully understand this, because again, these positions right here, these long average hold time, like, we are, again, like, you can see these, like, this was opened on the 6th. So if that's true, this has been open for more than like 2 weeks, and we're only seeing a hold time of what, 2 hours? So I don't understand. I don't understand this graph right here. So if you guys do understand this, leave a comment down below. I'd like to know kind of what's going on here, because it doesn't compare, or it doesn't, like, this conflicts what this says, if that makes sense. Risk ratio for September as well. Again, mostly in the positive, only 1 or 2 in the negative right now, which or not now, but in September we had CHF-JPY and USD-JPY, but very, very minimal. Like this one, you can see negative 0.69, and USD-JPY is only negative 0.37. The rest of them are over 1, and NZD-JPY with 3.27. So looking good for that pair right there. At the end of the month, it's great to see that we've profited and we've been slowly compounding. The drawdown, a minor setback. In my opinion, 15%. Anything over 15%. Our next line is at 20%. But we're nowhere near that right now. And even where we're sitting at this moment with the drawdown being 2 days into October, I'm not worried with it. 15% of anything is not very much. And people that stress out about 15%, I don't know. It's probably not a game for you then, because if you can't stand a certain percentage in drawdown, that is considered small. It's probably not your kind of industry. So I'm fine with 15%. I'm fine with it going all the way up to like 30, up to 50%. Doubt we'll get there, but you never know. I'm believing that the market should turn around, and we should see, I think, by the end of October, everything back down. It'd be nice to see at the end of October, when I do the next video, we start seeing this. So we see this go up, and we follow this going down and back under 5%, where we can be sitting back in our chair, relaxing, waiting for the profits to come in, as we're just relaxing, sleeping, working, and profit is just coming in. So That is it, everyone. If you do have any questions or concerns, or you do know how to read this somehow, be sure to leave a comment down below. I really like to figure out what's going on with this because this average hold time doesn't make any sense to me because positions are still open from September 6th, and this is only saying 2 hours. So, um, wherever you guys are, be sure to have a great afternoon, morning, evening, and I will catch you guys all later. I'm having a great time using this EA bot, FX Scalper Forex EA bot. It's a blessing to be using something um, so fantastic to use. You know, the work that got put into it from the creator and all the great feedback that it's been receiving. How could you say no? So that's it, everyone. I'll catch you guys later, and I'll see you guys at the end of October. Take care.